It's the Highway on SiriusXM, going boldly where no man has gone before, because William Shatner is on the phone with us, joining us on the highway, I believe, for the first time on SiriusXM's The Highway. This is an honor and a thrill, sir, and it's good to talk to you again.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine. Before we got on the air, we were talking about Brad Paisley.
Yes.
And he's a dear friend, and he's on this album.
Which a lot of people are on this album. We're talking about this album, a collaboration with Jeff Cook called Why Not Me? I mean, Home Free is on this album. Neil McCoy's on this album. Brad Paisley's on this album. This is it's a group effort.
Stormy, I'm mistaken. Brad is on my Christmas album, so cancel that, and we'll talk about the other album later. Brad is not on
Why Not Me?
Why Not Me? But everybody else is. Yes, Why Not Me is being released right now, and it's a country music album that I perform in. What do you think of it?
I think it's great, because I've actually am fairly well versed in the music career of William Shatner, going all the way back to the late 60s. I mean, you were groundbreaking with spoken word albums, and they were celebrated, they were chuckled at, but you did them as true pieces of art, and you treat them as true pieces of art throughout your entire career, and this album is no different. What is your passion for music? What is your passion for the spoken word on music collaborations?
Well, the spoken word is part of it. What I've been trying to do, because the terrible truth is I can't sing, and I can't overcome it. But what I do have is a feeling for poetry. So I've been trying to combine the spoken word with music. And one of the problems, for example, is that when a singer sings the word love on a high note, it already is dramatic. You don't have to do anything more than sing love in volume and in a high note. You're already imbuing it with passion. How do you do that in the spoken word? And that's the problem that I've been trying to deal with all these albums that I make. How do I convey the emotion with as large as the passion in the song?
Well, it's easy to do, Mr. Shatner, when you have one of the most iconic voices in entertainment history. I mean, we hang on every word when you open your mouth. So you have that ability to translate emotion through the spoken words. Why not combine it with music?
Well, that's interesting, because there's a song, for example, I Should Have Loved Her, is a song in the album, which is entitled, the album is entitled Why Not Me, and the song is called I Should Have Loved Her. And to sing, Jeff hits I Should Have Loved Her with great passion. I, without being overboard, need to do the same thing spoken,
right.
And I've tried to solve it. So it's an interesting problem and benefit of trying to be musical without being musical.
Well, it's an art form. It's like acting, which you've done your entire career. It's also no different than writing prose, which you've done your entire career. Whether you're on the theater, the stage, writing a book, or speaking the spoken word, it's all an art form in trying to communicate, correct?
Thank you, Stormy. That's exactly right.
Wow. How did you hook up with Jeff Cook from the Hall of Fame band Alabama? Have you guys known each other for years?
Yes, we have. A long time ago, he got in touch with me and expressed how much he liked Star Trek and how I loved Alabama. And when I met him, he gave me a guitar. The fret and surface of the guitar was in the Enterprise was painted using the fret and the surface of the instrument of the guitar. It was unique, and I've kept it ever since.
Wow.
And we've been in correspondence all this time. Wonderful guy and a wonderful entertainer.
Sure, and so to pair you two up, I mean, he plays every instrument under the sun. He's a musical genius and the heartbeat of the band Alabama, if you've ever seen them play live. You two working together, did you know you had a great creative force when combining the two of you together before you even dove into the studio?
No, the president of Heartland Records, Brian Curl, I think it was Brian who had this idea, contacted me, and I jumped at it. I said, where and when? And I ended up flying I was entertaining in Germany, and I flew from Germany to Nashville that day and arrived at 1 o'clock on a Monday morning, in the morning, and by 10 o'clock Monday morning I was in front of a microphone laying down my tracks.
That's amazing. And at this castle that is Jeff Cook's home and studios, I mean, he lives in a fortress.
That's right. He lives in a castle that he built, and he's got a wonderful studio attached to it, and that's where we homed in on all these numbers.
You are a country music fan. We mentioned Brad Paisley. He's not on this album, Why Not Me, with Jeff Cook. We're talking to William Shatner. But your relationship with country music, specifically with Brad Paisley and artists throughout the years, I mean, it goes on. I believe Terry Bradshaw and many other close connections with country music have dotted your entire career. What is your love of country music?
Well, I've loved country music. Is the expression. It's a simplistic expression. Not simplistic. It's a simple, unique, different, singular way of conveying a message. There's no mistaking what the emotion is in a country song, and there's no mistaking the performer's voice. It's not covered. It's there, and the country music performer needs to be. They can't just do it. They need to be into the song every time they do it because it's so simple. The arrangements are so simple that anything that gets in the way deflects the emotion.
Right.
You follow what I mean by that?
Absolutely. I mean, of course, you put it into words that actually make sense. We've been trying to come up with an explanation for it for years, but leave it to William Shatner to sum it up in about 30 seconds.
So that's what intrigued me, and I got to tell you, the reason that Brad is not on Why Not Me is because I didn't have the heart to ask him, because I had asked him to be on this Christmas album that I have coming out in October. So he's on that album in Christmas, and I thought, God, I can't ask him to be on this country music. That's infringing on the friendship too much. So.
I don't know. He's infringed on your friendship for many a music video, as I recall. I've been on the set for a number of them. That's
right. On the other hand, when an entertainer does a charity gig, it's like 3 days out of their life. For me, it's been this horse show that I have every year,
right?
And I get these entertainers, and the first one was Brad, who brought me everybody else, who gave me enough gravitas to be able to ask all those other people that came to entertain for us at the Hollywood Charity Horse Show. Brad was the first one, so he's repaid the cooperation with him in the past. He's repaid it many times.
On the set of the music video for Online, we did an interview with you and Jason Alexander and Brad, and I remember posing the question at the time. I was like, how much time do you spend online? And you said, not much. In fact, when my computer breaks or I can't turn it on, I throw it away and get another one. Has your experience with computers evolved?
Yes,
then
it's more on my phone now than on the computer. Since you and I last talked, social media has made a revolution, and everything is social media now. We're promoting this album, Why Not Me, which is out like just now. Most of the promotion is online, as is the movies that I'm doing and television that I'm doing, even the play, even the stage stuff that I'm doing.
Right.
Mostly online, because that's where our culture has evolved. So not only do you not throw away your computer, you got to get more than one.
Well, you have also proven that the more active you are on social media, the rewards come tenfold. You are so active on Twitter, you are unfiltered on Twitter, and it's very refreshing to see your dialogue with your fans and some who aren't necessarily your fans, trolls as we call them. Are you having fun with this?
Absolutely, so much fun. And at the same time, knowledge is acquired, and as a byproduct, we have a silent auction for this charity, and so I get all kinds of interesting things to auction off as a result of having these online friendships or discussions with people that say, hey, I've got something for you that's unique. And so when we have an online auction which benefits kids and veterans, it's as a result of a lot of these conversations I have with people.
It's brilliant. William Shatner is on the phone with us. It's a thrill and an honor, and I've met you a few times, and I don't get enough of you. I loved hanging around here. I love hearing your wisdom. And selfishly, I just love hearing your voice. I'm a voice junkie, and you've got one of the most iconic voices ever. So I'm just going to stay on the phone with you as long as I can. How is a man at 87 years young teaching young kids how to use social media?
Oh, well, I never, every time I hear that figure, I kind of, who's that? Oh, yeah, that's right, it's me. I never think of that. I'm healthy, I work out, I ride horses, I'm in competition, I've come up with creative ideas for everything, for dancers and for television shows, and I'm going in this afternoon to sell, we call it a pitch, for YouTube, to sell them a show, and I'm just busy, and I never think of the age thing. I just try to stay healthy.
What is your YouTube show?
Well, I can't tell you.
Okay, you know I got to dig, so I had to ask.
Well, I'll tell you, if they say that's the greatest idea I've ever heard, I'm buying it right now. I'll call you.
Perfect. That's the deal. William Shatner, I do have to touch upon the decades-long feud between Trekkies and Star Wars fans, one which you tackle head-on with Mark Hamill himself, Luke Skywalker. This light-hearted jab fest is one of the funniest dialogues to follow. Again, you have fun with this.
Little Mark, I call him.
Obviously, Star Trek has the jump on Star Wars. Among the fan bases, people don't take this feud lightly.
I know. Obviously, Mark Hamill's a wonderful guy, and we've known each other over the years, and he's it's all in fun, tongue in cheek, and so don't take the feud lightly, but know that it's all in fun.
That is so funny. William Shatner, the album is called Why Not Me, a collaboration with Hall of Fame band member from the group Alabama, Jeff Cook, multi-instrumentalist, a musical genius, and the two of you together, spoken word and music. There's funny songs, there's sad songs, there's very poignant, inspirational songs like the title track, Why Not Me. Guests included Neil McCoy and Home Free, and it's William Shatner. Sorry for the number, plug your ears, Mr. Shatner. At 87, he is still going stronger and faster than 90% of the entertainers in Hollywood, Nashville, New York combined. It is a true honor and a pleasure. I will tell your friend Brad you said hello.
Thank you, Storme.
And you've got a Christmas album coming out this fall and a new YouTube show that we're going to be getting details on shortly.
We'll talk all about that at another date.
You got it. William Shatner on the highway.